Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 28th of June 1974. And I want to start as usual by saying a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys do give me so much to think about, and this is something I really like about your comments, is because you're challenging the way I play. That makes me think more about the way I play, and that becomes a reinforcing cycle. And I want to emphasize that no matter what comments you post, I never take offense, because I see every comment that's posted as a constructive criticism, and I really look forward to that because it does improve the way I play. And we've got a few things to get through in this to do with your comments, guys. Probably the biggest one is, and it kind of started a little bit of a thread that related to not having bi-directional trucks working in this area here. Now, I've been going through this a little bit off camera. That's the reason why we're actually out in June, and I've been literally just going through finding trucks like this, and this is one of the ones I've fixed. What this is actually doing is it was originally exporting just coal, and now it's actually picking up iron ore for the return trip. But one of the problems I do have is the fact that a lot of the vehicles doing the exports and picking up are actually in distribution offices, and distribution offices won't actually operate in a two-way. So what I'm going to have to do is, say for example this one here, this is actually going to the customs shed here to pick up from Knife's Edge. And so what I'd have to do to this one is I'd have to put this into here, and we'll see if it will actually go in there if we get the game rolling forward. Sometimes they don't actually move. Come on, game. See, he's going to go there and come back. So in fact, I think we'll do the same for this one. It's going to cause a little bit of disruption, but what I'd like to do is get these into here, and then what I have to do is redo the manual route, which can be a little bit of a pain. And you'll see he will go in there, and sometimes because they're distribution offices, they will actually finish the task that they've been assigned before they get sent into the office there. See, that guy just got lost and gone back to there now. This one here has a load of iron ore on it, so what I'm going to do is we're going to set him up with a drop off here of unload the iron ore. Hopefully he will, and then what we'll do is we'll send him across to over here, pick up some gravel, and then he will go to here where he will unload the gravel, and he will load the iron. And hopefully when I zap the launch button, he will move. And what we'll do then is we'll pick up here, we'll copy that schedule there, and we'll do exactly the same for this one. Oops. The only problem with this one is that he will do an empty run back to over there first before he actually does anything. So this is the only way I can do things. The only downside of that is that I'm pulling away dumper trucks from here that may need to bring in coal, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful from that perspective. So he's now gone there, and then he will go over there, so that gets a little bit of a two-way going. Now, another comment I did get was related to exporting all the cheap equipment, and so you're saying that I need to go to a higher value, and I do agree with that point of view. See, that's coming from a medium distribution office as well, but I've got a feeling this is coming from over here, so I think we're just going to leave that one alone because I don't have a vehicle depot out here. Therefore, it's going to take a little while to get all this sorted out. But I am still kind of checking here as well. This one's a knife edge as well. But you can see this one. So what I'm going to do is build up very slowly, because another potential problem is over here with respect to coal, is that we're getting the iron ore coming in, but now we're getting shortages of coal, which means that I'm probably going to need to increase that there. Because one of the problems with running two directional routes is that if this fills up, say, with iron ore, what will happen is that then the lorry will not unload the goods, and then it will come up to here and try and pick up, and it won't pick up the gravel. So what we're going to need to do is scale that up slowly over time. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with the income. Now, returning to the question of higher value goods. Now, somebody did suggest about why I'm not exporting fuel. And the reason that I didn't start exporting fuel straight away. So what I wanted to do is make sure all the gas stations were full and that I had a surplus, because what I'm going to need to do is actually use this place here. We've got one more slot left for a tanker. And this is the one I was using to export fuel before. So what I'm going to do is we're going to buy in here, but you can see I've got such a big traffic jam here. But I'm not sure, I'm convinced I can keep adding to that over time. But I think what I might do is just let some of this kind of slow up a little bit. No, actually, let's put an oil tank. Actually, let me just check something. Prices. Prices. I'm trying to think. Clothes is worth 13,000. Fuel is 800. I think what I would rather do is get this finished. This is now finished, and we should now be exporting clothes here. Now, what we got? So what we got is some clothes coming in here, and then what I'm thinking is that we can use this as our export factory. But one thing I want to do first is just check here. It says materials delivery. You picking up clothes, or yeah, you're picking up clothes from there. So what I'm going to do is give these guys a second alternative here, picking up clothes. But at the same time, what I want is that, because they're going to get quite a lot of food and fabric coming into here, I'm going to come back down to here, and I think you guys have got a couple of small cupboard holes in here that are not doing anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you onto this one, and we're going to put up clothes if it's more than, say, 30%. Or no, we'll go 40%, and then don't know if this is actually on the custom shed. I think it is. Yeah, customs house here, and then we're just going to add that to the general exports as well. So what will happen is if we get a surplus here, we'll export clothes, which is going to be the higher value. One thing I do know from experience is that if you're going to start messing around with routes, you need to do it in a fairly measured way, simply because if you make too many changes too quickly, what actually happens is everything goes a bit unstable. Now, and I did get another comment about laying the rail track here and laying single tracks to get the exports going. To be honest, at the moment, because these buildings aren't completely ready yet, and I need to build money up, what I'm quite happy is just to let the construction train do their own thing. And my preferred option will be, as we got a crossover there, is to build all the track inside of this area up to this crossroads here. What that will mean is I'll be able to get multiple trains in here, which I can then use to export different goods. One thing I am considering, but I'm not exactly sure how I can build it, because we got I think this would be the coal yard, this would be the iron yard, which is technically temporary, but part of me would like to possibly put a link rail from here to here, so that I could possibly have a composite train that, I mean, ideally it should be this one, shouldn't it? I could put a link rail across through here somehow. We could effectively bring the iron ore into here and then go up and pick bricks. Or if I could do a U-turn here, what I could do is bring the iron ore in here and then loop back to get the coal. But the problem would be is building the actual track here. But I'm not convinced that's something I really want to do, because this is technically a temporary thing while this steel mill over here is in operation. Although it'd be quite a long term temporary. And while we're here, I just want to take a quick look at what this guy's actually building and whether he's actually got any work. What are you actually laying track on? So you're kind of working your way up here at the moment, which is good. Yeah, because once all the base track is laid, then what we're going to do is electrify it. And of course I need to get this finished so that I can actually do the connection to the depot, which means this has to be a fair amount of a little bit of a priority job as well. Get another comment about the time I'm being spent building these long range roads. And I know from a short-term perspective that this seems a bit over the top, but what I've done is, because I've created this construction office here, make sure he's actually got some work. Yeah, he's still working on this. If we get him building one road at a time, that means he can push out this way to improve the community, the actual overall communications out this way. And what that will also mean is that I don't have to worry about upgrading these roads in the future. In fact, I wouldn't mind building this road next so that we can start thinking about a new town here. And what I'm going to be doing is the Knife Edge Road crew, which is down here somewhere. Where are you? I just want to make sure what you've got. You've only got one road left now. And what I've been trying to do here is kind of patch in some of these roads here. Because what I want to do is use the Knife Edge Road crew to work on the local road system, and then pick up on what someone suggested up here is that I start to infill some of the roads here to improve the overall flow in this direction as well. So it looks like the harvest has started, and well, actually it looks like I virtually emptied that silo. Ah, that's interesting. How about over here? Well, we got a lot of crops still in here, so that might be a potential problem with the respect to this. So in some ways I do need this extra silo being built. I'm not exactly sure why that there being. I think we'll get Colville main construction on this. Who on earth are you? It's not that one. What's the other one? It's not Nicomo main camp. Colville main construction. Okay. We got Colville main construction on here as well. I think we'll keep both of them working on this, because if we can get this put together very quickly, that might work. And that also applies out here with respect to the roads going out this way. And what I'm kind of half thinking is to start getting some road crews into here so that I can start to work on pushing the roads out in this direction as well. But that is slightly more long term. Now down here we've had a few improvements. So I've now got the pool up and running, but one thing I have noticed is that this heat exchanger is now at 96%, which means that what we need to do here is think a little bit more about the heating, because I want to expand out this way. So what we're going to do is I want to go for a full-size heat exchanger. And I mean, we got good heat cover there, and I'm wondering if I can put a heat exchanger out here. My big problem is always I can never remember how much the pipes will run. So say for example we put it there. I think we're going to go underground because there's no difference in the capacity with heating pipes, unlike things. So say for example we curve you there, and then oops, and then I want to, okay, what's up with that, and come to there, and then I'm gonna, wow, I wasn't expecting that to, I mean it's gonna be quite a long pipe. I want to check that it's all one job. Yeah, it is one job. think it'd be quite useful to actually build this heat exchanger out here, because then that will kind of give some overlap into here at the same time as it should cover more of this area here. And I think I can't remember what the overall output here is. We've got 1,000, so effectively we got enough space for one more heat exchanger, which possibly could be out about here. So we have one there, or possibly we could bring it through and put it into this. No, that's a bit close to the asphalt plant here. So we got that working. You can see we've now got the asphalt plant online here as well, and it is actually working. So what that means is, in fact, I just need to check. Yep. So this road crew is now working on that. Just make sure I remember to flip these guys as well. Yep. So these construction offices are working more locally with respect to the asphalt and the concrete, which should make quite a big difference. And of course, the final piece of the puzzle for this is that we're start using this gravel to drive these as well, which should improve the overall progress. Now up here, we're still working on this area here as well. And one thing I would like to do is get this construction office finished alongside this gas station. And what that will do is give me a construction office here, which could possibly accelerate this area here. Also, eventually this will become a road crew that's going to push out through here as well. Down in here, I've got a pretty good community. We've still got 752 over 21s, but we've got a population now of about 12,000. But I don't really want to overload the system too much, because again, I don't want this town to be too big, because what I want is for this town to provide the workers for the livestock here, and possibly as a potential pickup point for a construction office. What are we building here? This is technical services, but we're not doing anything. So let me just go around and see who's doing what. In fact, while we're on the way through, yeah, we're actually building up quite a lot of clothes in here now. So what we might get export wise is, we haven't actually exported any clothes just at the moment, but I mean, we are making a reasonable monthly kind of percentage. And you can see here now, this is the problem that I found, was that because this is filling up with iron, that means the dumpers that go up to the gravel pickup will effectively nump. So what we really need here now is more coal coming in. You can see that this is now filling up quite quickly, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. You picking up from Colville. See, one of the problems is that you've got like this truck here that's full of iron. So effectively, he's got a load of iron here which can't unload because this has been filled up. So we're just gonna have to try. I think what I wouldn't mind is a bit more of an independent truck dumper running back, bringing coal up to here, I think now, because we've now got the flip side of the problem, in the sense that we're getting more iron in but not enough coal. So I think I will do that if I can get another dumper here. Let me just see. This is all part of the fun of balancing this game. See, this guy travels at 92 kilometers an hour, but the problem is that he will be blocked by other vehicles. We've got 3.5 tons there. Got these guys at 72 tons. He carries 12 tons of coal. What much do you carry? 5 tons. I think 4 tons. I think what we're going to do is get him. And we're going to send him. Your first pickup's going to be over here. You're going to pick up coal, and you're going to come to here. You're going to unload the coal, and I think what we'll do is, just to make the round trip profitable or more efficient, you can pick up the gravel, and then you can take the gravel all the way back to this gravel office here, and you can unload the gravel, because this gravel's being consumed quite quickly now. See what these other roads these guys are working on. So you've got quite a few roads here. I wouldn't mind improving some of the roads here. In fact, what we'll do is we'll put coal hall main construction on that as well, just for an assist. So we've got this running here. What's up with this? Boards. Why are you short of boards? Courses without boards. Oh. Haha. Yeah. I've been running the boards down in that open store there. And what I've been doing is running down the boards and other bits in there here. Of course, what's happened is I've used all the boards up. So, and once this is finished, as I say, what I've done is now flipped him to there, and that should move this forward a bit. Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of a fail there. Again, I think it's one of the problems when you're playing this game, especially when the economy starts to get to a certain size. You kind of start to, trying to keep track of all the detail is quite difficult. That's probably the polite way of saying it. What we've actually got out here is got lots of students in the auditorium, and I think part of the problem with this is the fact that we've got quite a lot of students coming through with respect to education here, because you can see here at the moment I've got lots of students who probably need an advanced education, so we're going to need to work on that. I need to keep an eye on this my road crew here, because they're going to be working pretty quickly with respect to the roads up here now. So we're just going to keep filling in these, which is what I want to do, is because I would like to get all this asphalted. In fact, in some ways, eventually what I'd like to do is give this some street lighting, so that it actually looks a bit like a modern city. Of course, we're leaving this gap here for the secret police, which will be coming up fairly soon. I am seriously considering moving over to the new update, although Community Report 36 was quite interesting, as they've actually changed the way loyalty works. They've changed some of the parameters now to make it a little bit more tricky to use, is probably the polite way of saying it. But that's something that I definitely want to take a look at. We've got this road through here that could probably do with a little bit more TLC, but I don't really want to overload Knife Edge unless I have to. Or this, let me see, where's the second road? Where's the, you're working there, and you're working on the bridge out there. So what's up with this bridge? This bridge needs concrete, because of course this has got, I'm just wondering whether, I mean, we got a little bit of money that we can kind of add here, and we've got a full crew here. What I probably could do with is actually upgrading some of these vehicles, but that can probably wait for the moment, to be honest. We got a little bit of clothes in there, because I would certainly like to push. Actually, let me just see. Yeah. We need the steel. I think what I'm going to do is really feel I need to let the construction offices catch up in this cycle. So what we'll probably do is just take a look at some of these other things here. See, interestingly, why are you... That's a bit of a mistake. You need to load the aggregate there. Did I make the same mistake here? Colville aggregate. This is the distribution office. Again, this is the distribution office as well. If I put this guy into here, actually we got a dumper there. What are you doing? Okay, I didn't press the... I think what we'll do is you have worked out, you're fixed. Let me just check this. I'm gonna pause. Yeah, so you're good. You're got a problem. Why are you coming out here? I think what we're going to do is put you into there. We're going to steal a couple of trucks from here. You're going to Colville. See, this is an example of what I was saying, that if you've got, this is full, this has got iron, this has actually brought iron back to the customs post. So that's actually a dead route. One's got coal, that's good. I think the truck's just gone off to get some fuel. Hey, come back. So just wait for him to come back here. What are you doing? See, this one here is gravel, but if I flip that to over here, you can see we've already got too much iron coming in relation to coal. So what would happen is that one would get itself into a little bit of trouble as well. This is where you've got to be a bit careful when you set things up. Okay, come in here, and I think the first thing we'll do is set you to there. Your job is to pick up iron. Then you're going to go to there, and you're going to unload iron. Then you're going to go to there, pick up coal, and then what you're going to do here is unload the coal, and get you going on that, like that. What are these guys building? Wow, you've got a lot of stuff to build here. You've got unfinished conveyors, all sorts of stuff here. People's theatre. I'm just wondering... I'm wondering whether... This only needs a little bit of steel. I think I will add this to here. This needs 3.9 tons of steel. We got a little bit of steel out here flowing through the system. We don't really need that yet, because I think we've got enough here to be able to get this going. So I don't think we need to add this just yet. Just gonna get everybody. Actually, we just take a look at this. I think what I will do is, this is really picking up for here. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you to here, and you can pick up workers from here. What that will mean is that this bus station here shouldn't get so clogged with vehicles picking up, because this will just be the workers pickup point. And you can see, and the reason for all the people here is the unemployment that you can see here. So we got I can't get in here quick enough. Let me just see. How's our little train doing? What are you doing? Because what we need to do is get this bit built as well. So what are you currently working on? I think what we are going to do is I'm going to get the back curves done now. And get you coming back the other way. Because we need to build this in here. Because there's no point, because until we get that back curve built, we won't have a connection to the customs post. Right, this is built here. Buildings without power supply. I don't think this actually needs a power supply, does it? Oh, we haven't built this yet. Okay, we're just going to add this. Just add you there. And there, forgot all about that. I'll just add this to make sure that we do this. Of course, eventually we'll need to build this in here, but at the moment this is more of a throughput to here. So get this all built here. And this guy's going here. I just want to see where he's going. I'm just going to hitch a ride with the train and see which section he's actually building on. And plus we get a little bit of a ride through the trees here. Nice big power. It's interesting that this has all got prefabricated track on it, on its trailer here. And we'll just run through and we'll see where he's going to lay the track. He's probably going to lay the track on there. Look at that. We've got a nice little view here of the customs post actually. And here lay the track back into the customs post. Okay. And that will give us a connection to there. The animation keeps stopping sometimes. But hopefully we'll get this queue under control. I want to have a bit of a spot check here. Again, this one's got exactly the same problem. We're actually probably losing our gravel exports now. Yeah, I've kind of disrupted the... Oh, they're okay. I mean, we are making quite a lot of money, but I would really like to start pushing out this way or some way. Road crew, what are you doing? You're down to one road. Anything else that we can build in? I think we're just keep working on this area here. How are we doing out here with respect to... So we got quite a lot of activity here with them picking the trucks up, which is good. Over here we're probably filling this silo up, which is of course a concern. Yeah, I mean these silos are nearly full already and we barely got any of the crops in, which means we're going to be pushing more and more crops into this area. How are we doing? Right, this has got no mechanism. Aha. Let me just see, what are you building? Unfinished road. Unfinished road. Where's these unfinished roads? We're going to take you off of that actually. And we're going to take you off of that as well. Those long distance bridges can wait, because what that should do is we've got a crane here, so hopefully that will get these guys. There we are. So hopefully you're going to be going to a fire station. Thank you, game. So my attempts to get that going has not really worked. Right. That's going to a substation. There are times with this game where you do wonder a little bit. Yeah, I think these bridges out here are going to have to wait while we kind of get things underway. And we're just going to have to live with the possibility that we may get a shortage of crops. We've got this fire station. Yeah, I mean, these guys have got everything. It just needs the mechanism and the workers in here to get things underway. Let me just see. You need stuff as well. You got food fill expand here. I am thinking possibly, let me just see, what's the... We've got workers here looking for work. I'm just wondering... Oops, we've got a fire. No problem. I'm just wondering... Okay, this guy looks like it's delivered a... is there any bus routes that I need upgrading or something like that? Let me just see what all related vehicles are. Got a Zeiss here. Where are you? Where are you? You're moving 20 workers to... You going? Right, you actually work for... So you're building the medium voltage wire. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of wait for him to drop off the workers. I'm just going to follow around. Apologies that we're doing quite a lot of just following the vehicles round. Where on earth are you going? Yeah. Sometimes this game, they have some very odd ideas of how they get to places. I suppose it does relate to the overall speed of the vehicles on the road, isn't it? What on earth is that? So he is dropping the workers off here. Sorry, I'm going to intercept you. And what I'm going to do is we're going to send this guy out to here. I don't really want to buy a new truck for here. What we're going to do is just assign you to there, and then put workers, and you can pick up workers from here. And then what that will mean is that what we can do then is just come here and got large construction office. You can assign you to that. Fire station's been built. I wouldn't mind you. Okay, we've got a new vehicle type. Right, let me just get back to over here. And wow, you'd have to get bigger. What I am going to do is we're just going to put a, if I can get a mud road from here to hook to there, create a little bit of a back door into here. And then what we're going to do is buy a bus here. And we want something that's going to be pretty quick across the ground, that can carry, we've got here 55 passengers, and we're going to put that there. The chav thing here, and what I'm going to do is allocate you to that actually gives an upgrade to the vehicle here. And let's just have a quick look at the new vehicles. Right, we've got an LZ100, looks like with a trailer. That could be quite useful for carrying people. Heating problems, new vehicle type here. This is a Roller-matic. I'd guess that that is actually a US one, yeah. Quite interesting. And we got an open hole here. Where is it? We've got a few. What on earth is this here? It's almost like a tractor trailer unit. 1974 here. Wow. That carries 20 tons of steel. The problem with that is that it's very slow. What we could use this for, if it's available, is in a tree felling capacity. But it doesn't look like it's available, so okay. That's all part of the joys of the game. I'm just gonna, I think we're just zap these because messages are piling up really quickly. We still don't have, well, we got workers out here, but we don't have anything. Maybe because we're still pouring the concrete that we've got, but we're getting a lot more workers into here, which is pushing that along quite nicely. I get a feeling the fact these are now completely full. So what we're doing now is having to push the crops out to here. One thing I am going to do while I'm thinking about it, these have still got crops in them as well. Okay, so we're going to get crops everywhere. At the moment, I'm just a bit worried about why these guys aren't picking up. What's going on here? I mean, they shouldn't be doing anything. Farm, collect, farm. I suppose what's happening here is that these are actually clearing the fields, but there's not enough yet. So they're actually staying ahead of the curve at the moment. It's just that these fields aren't going to be here, so it looks like we're going to get a lot of wastage. So we really need this silo ready for next year, so that may cause a bit of a problem. Right, we've now laid the tracks into here. Wow. We've got an empty, this is the one from Colville. Okay. Are you doing, yeah, you still, why are you out of boards? Why do you need boards? No, not. You're okay. And of course what he's got to do is come all the way back here, lay this section of track here. I think over here we don't need a connection into there, we just need to build over here, and oh, we need this back curve built as well. Just need to make sure add that. Where is it? We need to add that to it as well. Make sure that gets built. Then that means that we need to build this back curve. This is here. We need to build this section's in here. We need to build this section out to here, and this section. So we're still going to need a few bits and pieces that need to be built. We need this bit to be built round to here. And then what I want to do is build up through this crossover as far as the tunnel. All right, we've got a new vehicle type available. We're up to about 1.2 million at the moment, which is good. This needs steel, isn't that a surprise? How are we doing here? What are you doing? So these are the guys driving the coal exports at the moment. So we are just churning out a fairly steady supply of steel here. Want to keep an eye on gravel supply. How are we doing here? Right, we've now completed this section here. What we need to do now is just finish these two sections, and I think that'd be quite important. And then once this is finished, we've got this whole industrial area complete, and then I can start possibly filling in this area here. I know I'm kind of ignoring this office here. I just feel that I need to get everything caught up. There's also another reason why. Oops, oh no, these guys are still. What's that? Any issues here? There's no selected source for workers yet. Well, we know that. Yeah, another reason why I want to get everything caught up is also related to the fact that eventually we're going to need to build secret police headquarters. So what I want to do is ensure that I've got that flexibility available. I'm just wondering whether we can. I think because we got these asphalt crews kind of hanging around doing nothing. So if we can just put in a couple of little bits of road in here. How's the food supplies? We're going into winter. It's not bad. It's got 18 tons. We need to keep an eye on that. We actually, how are we doing? We actually exported any clothes now? And we've exported a little bit of clothes. You can see there we only did 3 tons and we got 43,000 for it. So I think that is working well. Bit of me says that we've got a slot here. I think I will go for it. We're going to buy an oil tanker, something that's got quite a lot of capacity, so that I've got this one here, 13 tons of fuel. Buy you, and we're going to send you to here. Also, you can sneak out this side road now. And what we're going to do is we're going to feed from this tank here. So you're going to pick up fuel oil, and you're going to, where's customs house, and you're going to export the fuel. But I want to make sure that you've got over 50% in there. So what that would do is that should increase my income a little bit more. Because of course another thing we're going to need to do is just make sure we've got plenty of electrical components in here. 1.75 tons, is that all? Wow. Could be a little bit of an issue. Because of course what we're going to have to do is electrify this line. Yeah, something tells me we're not going to get this finished in time. Is a little bit disappointing, as we just got so much in the way of crops all over the place. I think we're going to have to accept that we're going to lose these, so what I'm going to do is just demolish these fields. Let's get rid of them, because I don't really want these picked up later on. Of course what that does is it opens up a little bit of space here for anything else that I want to do. I know I've thrown away some crops, but we're going to lose crops anyway, whether we like it or not. I mean, how's the steel production going here now? So, we just picked up a little bit of steel. Got some, so coal remains the issue. Do you have a device? Yes, you've got a device now. So what we can do now is come back up here. Wow. And we'll just assign you onto that one. Right, this guy's down to literally one job, and I think that's the job I want you to focus on completely for the moment. How about you out here? don't want to forget about you. You finished your, yes, you finished your job. So what we're going to do is, I think I'd like to get this built first. So we'll come in here, just make sure, yeah, this is an asphalt road, because I would like to start planning on this town here. We'll probably put a cross link here eventually. And I've just noticed that I'm running out of time on this video, so what we're going to do is just have a quick run round and see what's happening and we can turn to our advantage. So out here things are generally okay. This harvest is going pretty well. We've now finished this construction office out here, so what we'll be doing in the next part is bringing this onto line as a construction crew to help build this area here, because I think in some ways that will speed up the process of getting this area built. Because I think if we can get this area built, that means we can get some stronger meat production going, which would give us more high profit exports. Because I think meat is, what's the value of meat? Again, meat is a high value product because it's 2,762 rubles per ton. I think if we can get this area built, and we may have to extend the workforce here a little bit, but that will be the responsibility of this construction office. And then of course eventually this will push out over this way, and I do really would like to get this our first of the 7 crosses set up. Over here we've still got these guys building this road out here, which is good. Let me just see what you've got here road wise. Yeah, you've kind of down to 2 unfinished roads. Built this section here, and we've got a couple of asphalters in here, so I think what I'd like to do now is just possibly asphalt in winter's coming, so connect that up. That's going to cause a bit of disruption, but I think we can just fit in a little footpath there. That will connect up. There we are. And then when the road's finished, what we'll probably do is put this in as a pathway. Certainly a lot of, you're going to need to keep an eye on this with respect to what we what we may need over here is another store, because there's no way that store is going to keep supplying food in this area. In fact, while I'm thinking about it now, I'm going to leave that to the next part. Wow, they're quite literally throwing this up, aren't they? And what is up with this here? So there's missing components still. Obviously the focus is a lot more on this area here, which I think I will. What is this here? What's in front of the store? We're going to put a food store in over here. Probably. I was going to look at that later on. I can't do it because we're running out of time. Road wise, everything is pretty good, and we are now on the 23rd of November. We're probably not going to get this finished. This is full, and just to show you here, we've got crops everywhere at the moment. Although it's not as bad as it looks. Most of them are odds and ends. Yeah. They got 6.6 tons there. So in some ways we won't lose too much, because they've actually done a stirring job picking everything up from here. So maybe this wasn't quite necessary, but I think it'd be quite good to have it, because it will give me another overflow warehouse to work from. And this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.